Hello guys, today we have a PL-300 Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst for practice exam assessment. So we have 50 questions, right? And so starting. And first of all, अगर आपने सब्सक्राइब ना किया तो सबसे पहले लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कर दो चैनल को और शेयर कर देना कि मोस्ट ऑफ द वीडियो is related side and आपको मिलेंगी माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एग्जाम रिलेटेड सो दैट वुड बी हेल्प राइट सो एवरीवन लेट्स स्टार्ट okay. So first question we have, you need to create a Power BI dashboard. Which tool should you use, right? So let's here which option is the correct. Guys, if you please don't mind if the answer is incorrect, so we have the check answer, right? Click first Power BI desktop, Power BI mobile app, Power BI service, Power BI query. So Power BI desktop, so I guess Power BI desktop. Let's check the answer. Oh, that's wrong, sorry. Okay, so we have C option is correct, Power BI service, and there is a fact below. The Power BI service provides support for creating Power BI dashboard. The Power BI mobile app can be used to view dashboard, but not to create them. Power BI desktop does not provide support. Create Power BI dashboard, right? Power Query is Microsoft Excel tool that is used to importing data, but not for creating dashboard, right? So I hope you have to find the answer. Yeah. So please read that. Okay. Let's go ahead next question. You plan to build build a Power BI dashboard and set up alert that will notify when data present in the visual on dashboard reach a specific threshold. Which three type of visual support of alert functionality? Which correct answer present a complete solution? So let's check which option is the correct. Card, gauge, KPI, treatment, waterfall. I don't know exactly which option correct, but let's check options. Card. Three options we need to choose, right? KPI. Let's check. Oh, that is correct. Correct answer. Card and gauge, KPI. So these are three answer is the correct, and here alert available, KPI, visual, gas and card, tree map and waterfall visual do not support alert, right? So these are three option is the support to alert, so that is fact. So these are correct answer of this question, and let's go ahead move to next question. You have a Power BI dashboard that is comprised comprised of pinned visuals that are taken from variety of reports. Which three objects from a report page can be pinned to dashboard? Let's check slicer, casual, taken for variety report, variety and rematch. We can filter as well. But we have three options. Let's check. Yes, image slicer is wrong. Custom visual and ribbon chart is image, right? Here is the fact, individual filter and slicer cannot be pinned dashboard. This is because dashboard are designed to be an ATA glance perspective report or built to filter and interactive custom visual report chart image can be pinned from report page, right? So here three answer is the correct, B, C, D. So you can find here. Let's move to next question. You need to add new visual to Power BI dashboard. This visual does not exist on report in the workshop. What should you do first? New visual dashboard, not let's check on select data tiles, select question about your data, open the file menu, open see related content. So new add new tiles. Yes, we can add new tiles. So might be add file menu or add tiles. Let's check. So ask question about your data. So let's ask question. So that is question. That is B option is the correct. Here is the fact where this is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so you can read out and go ahead. Next question. You plan to certify Power BI data set. You need to identify at which level within your organization the permission to clarify a data set or assigns which level should you identify tenant workspace workbook data sets might be data set power clarify workspace but let's say I don't think which option is the correct. Let's check the answer. Tenant is the correct answer. Admin user who have permission to certify dataset or define in the dataset certification tenant admin center. Right, so that is the correct option. And go ahead to next question. You have a row level security role RLC in a dataset called user security group. This role need to filter RLS table that contain a column with the email of users in following format name at the company.com. Which function should we use in the code for the RLS role to match the user Azure AD login credential which the email contains in the RLS table column, right? So which option is the correct? Let's check one. User principal name, that is, let's check name or no. Let's check. Yes, that is correct answer. User pencil name here would return Azure AD login formats, that is email. User object would not return is Azure AD login in the same format. Function is used field parameter thread is function related column. Let's check. mm, yes, I already checked and go ahead to next question. Mm, you have a Power BI data set. You need to set the data set or as discoverable. Which two configuration will allow the data set to be marked as discoverable? Each correct answer presents complete solution. Two configuration. Which one to clarify data set, promoted data set, enable RLS data set, publish data set, premium workspace, clarify and let's check once. I don't, yeah, so promotes the dataset and clarify certify the datasets. So these are both are answer is the correct, A and B. That is, there is the fact, this is correct answer, so you can read out, right? So we have go ahead to next question. You manage a Power BI workspace. You need to delegate the task to schedule data refresh. The solution must use the principle of level least privilege. Which role should you use? Which role? Admin, member, contribute, viewer. Do your task solution data refresh. Let's check. Admin might be, but let's check one. No, contribute. Oh, contribute is the correct answer. The contribute role is least privilege role, grant permissions, schedule data refresh for that. So you can read out all right and get the correct answer, right? So C option is the correct for this question and go ahead to move next question. Then you need to make changes to your data source. Which three changes are supported by data source setting in the Power Query interface? Each correct answer present a complete solution. Right. So which three option is the correct? Data source, correct answer, change, edit, modify, and heading column, file paths. Let's check answer. Which option is the correct? Oh, clearing permission and modify the file paths, editing permission. So these are three answer is the correct. A, B, and C, not D. Right? The D is the wrong. So here below facts, data setting Power Query interface support editing permission, clearing permission, and modify the paths, data source file structure change to files such as adding, remove, or remaining column are not supported by the data source setting in the Power BI interface. Right. So this is a fact you can read out. Go ahead. Next question. You have Power BI dataset that get data from a table in SQL Server database, from which in Power BI desktop you can modify the storage mode of the table. Right, so which option is the correct for SQL Server database? Data view, modeling, report view, page. And with data views, let's check. I am not sure that is correct. Yes, so here model view is the correct answer. You can find here. And why? The storage mode of table in Power BI desktop configuration from the model view, node data report view, page view is option available from within report view. Right, so model view is the correct answer. And go ahead to next question. You plan to add data to Power BI desktop from a new data source. You are evaluating whether you should use directory storage mode or the important storage mode. What are two benefits of using import instead of direct query? Query. Each correct answer presents complete solution. Let's check which two options is correct. Support Power BI, and let's check once. I'm not sure, but check the answer. Yeah, both are correct answer. Full support for the question answer Power BI service, full support for the Q inside Power BI service. Right, so these are the correct answer, and you can here below find the correct right answer for that. So you can read out and go ahead to next question. You have multiple Excel files stored in a folder synced with OneDrive for business. You need to import data from the file. The solution must not use a data gateway. Which type of connector should you use? So let's which type is connector should you use? SharePoint list, SharePoint folder. I think SharePoint folder. But let's check the answer. Yes, SharePoint folder is the correct answer. Right, so you can find here SharePoint folder only character that will allow import Excel CSV file, right, in a OneDrive business without using gateway. All these are things you can read out the all these things. Okay, so let's move to next question. You create a Power BI data source which use SQL select statement. The SQL statement query multiple table in a SQL server database and includes subqueries. When importing data from the data source into Power BI, you receive the following error message: time out expired. You verify that network connection to the SQL server has sufficient available bandwidth and low latency. You need to minimize of the currency of the timeout issues indicated by manage. What should you do? Right, So which option is the correct for that question? Time or place curious. Let's check. I'm not sure which option is correct. Yeah, divide SQL statement into separate data source is the correct answer, right? So you can find here the fact why is the correct. So you can read out this and go ahead to next question. When importing data from in a Excel workbook into Power BI, you receive the error message. We couldn't find any data format as a table. What should you do to resolve the error? Let's check in Excel workbook. Select data you want to import. Create table. Save changes in Excel workbook. Select data you want to import. Data view validation button. Save changes. Power BI add organization. Power BI add template apps. So I'm not sure. Let's check first option. Check. Yeah, that is correct option here. In Excel workbook, select data you want to import. Create table and save the changes. Right. So that is the real issues import from system. So here is a fact you can read out and go ahead to next question. You create a Power BI data source which use SQL select statement. The SQL statement query multiple table in SQL server database and includes subquery. After you import data from data source into Power BI, you notice that one of the column in resulting data set appear blank. You verify the source table does include data. What should you do to resolve the issues? So what should you do? Let's check. I'm not sure. Use the C set function in the SQL statement. Use dataset function in SQL. Set privacy level of the data source. Clear permission. Power BI. CLS privacy. Yeah, let's check. I'm not sure. Yeah, use the csat function in the SQL statement is the correct answer. So that is the issues to resolve the issue. That is the option is the correct. Here you can find the answer, right? And move to next question. From Power BI desktop, you can create a data source by importing an Excel file. You plan to identify data anomalies within the data source. Which interface should you use to display the column distribution and column quality graphs? The data view, data model views, Power Query editor, advanced editor in Power Queries. Which option is the correct? Data source file importing. Data model views. Let's check yeah, first. Oh, Power Query editor. So that is the correct answer. Option is the Power Query editor. Power Query editor provide ability to display column, display quality graph. Data views provide access data within dataset. Model provide access to data model dataset. Advanced editor. Power Query editor provide ability to work AMP code used shaping data in query editor, right? That is, so here you can read out all facts and move to next one. You import an Excel file into Power BI desktop into begin analyze the data. In Power Query editor, you need to identify query outlier in text column within the data source. Which information should you use from Power BI Query Editor? So Power BI Query Editor, distinct entity column static, entity column static, top bottom entity value distribution, minimum maximum column value, distinct unique entity, distinct entity. I think that one AB. Let's check. I'm not sure. Yeah, no. The top and bottom entry in the value distribution is the correct answer for this question. Guys, you can read out right? Sorry. And go ahead to next question. From the Power Query editor, you import data from a CSV file. The data includes column normalized zip and content postal code from the United States. You notice that Power Query editor automatically applies whole number data type to the zip column, right? You need to ensure the zip column use the text data type and that all value remain 5 character long. What should you do? So let's go to next question. Zip column, which one? From Power Query, new apply enter query zip column number back to text. From query editor, update change state and replace convert number zip column. Let's check. I'm not sure. Edited change type steps and view Power BI change. Let's check the answer. Yeah, that is the correct. From Power Query editor, update current change types step and replace convert from number to text the zip column, right? You can find the below fact here. And go ahead to next question. You have Power BI data source that contains in following tables: category lists, the product category, subcategory lists, product subcategory, product name lists in the name of the product. You need to optimize the star schema model for the Power BI dataset. How should the table be imported into the model, right? And go ahead to which option is the next. So import all three table into data model, connect them using relationship, use combine command, creating a single load table. Product import only product name table into the model. Use append command to create single loaded table for product. So which option is the correct? Let's check. Oh, I am not sure. First we need to check. Let's check once. Yeah, no. Combine command create single load table for product, right? So that is the correct option D. You can read out star schema should have single table dimension product single combination what create single create and towards schema design, right? Option D is the correct answer. So go ahead to next question. From Power BI desktop, you create a data source by importing a Cosmos DB for NoSQL item collection. You connect to Cosmos DB account database and collection, but the preview display only a list item named record. You need to select individual fields from item in the collection that you want to load into Power BI desktop. What should you do first? Which option? Open Power Query editors, use the model views, retrieve the Cosmos DB account key, retrieve the Cosmos DB connection string. Which option is the correct, guys? Let's open Power Query editor. Okay, I'm not sure. Cosmos Power Query. Let's check the answer. Yeah, Power Query editor is the correct answer, right? So here you can find out and read out, find out why it is correct answer, right? So go ahead to next question. You have a facts table that contains sales data. The fact table include a sales data column format as data type. Auto date time setting is disabled in both global and current file option. You load the fact table into Power BI desktop. You need to ensure that you are able to analyze data on yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly and daily basis. Your solution must minimize the model size, administrative effort. First, what should you do? Add separate date dimension table at year, month, week column, monthly auto table column, and auto date time current file path. Add separate dimension table year, month, week. Oh yeah, let's check one option A. Add separate date dimension table. Right, so you can find here all year, month, what you want to select. So here you can find the of facts. So please read out, guys. That would be helpful in the exam. And go ahead to next question. You have Azure SQL database contain two table name, sale order and sale order detail, right? Load the SQL order and SQL order detail into Power BI desktop. The table you have relationship based upon the sales order. You need to combine two table into one table. The solution must meet the following requirement. 3 is a row for every sales order detail row in the result table, even if there is no corresponding sales order now. For every sales order details now row, the resulting table include the corresponding sales order row data if the sales order row fixed. Any sales order row row data and does not have corresponding doesn't sales order details is not included in the resulting table. What should you do? Combine two tables. Append table and merge table using inner join. Merge table. That is result table. Let's merge detail full join table. Let's check and not sure append table might be, but let's know. Merge table using left outer, right, left outer join kindly sales order ID. So C option is the correct. Here is the fact you can read out. Go ahead. Next question. You have Power BI desktop data set include table name salesperson. That table include column name, UPN content, user principal name and salesperson as your AD account. You need to ensure each salesperson will only be able to see the row salesperson table where the UPN's column match the user principal name. Create role, create what if parameter, DAX, expression, sales table, condition column, salesperson table, add column, add calculate column, salesperson. So which option is the correct? Create row. Let's check which option. Yeah, sorry. Two options is the correct. Add DAX expression filter salesperson table and create role. Here is the fact you can read out. And go ahead to next question. You create Power BI desktop dataset importing and transforming a data source based on multiple tables in SQL Server database. You need to modify the relationship between the table. Which interface should you use the Power BI desktop? Transforming data, report, page view, modeling, data view. इधर modeling करेंगे. No, modeling, sorry. So that is the option B is the correct. Modeling, when data transfer based multiple tables to server, grow data modeling view, right? Relationship between configuration modeling view and data within data set. You can find the fact here. You can read out this why this is correct. And go ahead, next question. You are designed a data model in Power BI. You need to introduce ambiguity into your data model. Assign which type of coordinates should you avoid? One to one, one to many, one to one, one to many. 1 2 1, because we can set by default to coordinate introduce 1 to many. Let's check. Yeah, no, many to many, that is, so many to many coordinate Power BI avoids ambiguity due to ambiguity. Okay, select, you can find readout option D is the correct, many to many, right? Go ahead, next question. You need to create new hierarchy in Power BI desktop. What should you do first? From the report view, drag and drop one column onto another column into fields. Then model views, drag and drop one column onto another column in the field pane. From the model view, right click and select create hierarchy. From the report view, right click and select create hierarchy. Which option is the correct? Let's check B. So option C is the correct answer. From model view, right click, select create hierarchy. Right? You can find here. Go ahead, next question. You plan to use the calculate table functionality to add duplicate table in Power BI desktop. Which characteristics of the original table will be duplicate? Data hierarchy only, data column visual, data hierarchy column visual, data hierarchy column visual. So let's say data only. Data only is the correct answer. Here calculate table only, duplicate data, model configure, instances column, visual hierarchy must recreate if needed, right? So here is the correct answer. Go ahead to next question. You have Power BI desktop dataset include table names, employee content row for each column, each employee with the following column: employee ID, employee name, manager ID, manager name. You need to fly a parent child hierarchy, employee table adding an extra column that will contain listed employee ID for all district indirect manager for each employee. Which two data analysis expression DAX function should use to correct answer for of the solution? Path X. Uh, yeah, except let's check, but I'm not sure. No, sorry. The two data paths item. Yes, path and path item. Here is a fact you can read out, guys. Watch the video. Okay. Go ahead to move next question. You need to create row level securities role dataset. What should you do first? In Power BI desktop, open advanced editor, Power Query editor. In the Power BI service, open the security settings dataset. In Power BI desktop, open manage role, assign workspace member in the security group Power BI. Let's check option might be. Let's check on. In Power BI desktop, open manage role. That is correct answer. You can find here. You can read out, guys. Okay, and get it. Go ahead, next question. You need to develop cube measure in Power BI desktop. Which two elements you can you use? Each correct answer present a complete solution. Calculation fields, Power Query, and function, conditional column, data analysis, express DAX expression. Which option is the correct? Power Query, conditional function. Query. Let's check calculation and field. So A and B correct answer for this question. You can find out and read it. Go ahead, next question. You are creating report in Power BI desktop by using dataset that contain sales data, you need to create a measure that always provide the value of the total sales for the year 2022 regardless what of which year is selected in any visual in the same report. Which DAX function should you use in combination with the sum function to override the context and provides the result? Calculate, ignore, or unfilter sum. So let's might be filter. Not so. Let's but check. Calculate is the correct answer. You can find here result calculation context ignore. Right, so that is correct question. Go ahead, next question. You have Power BI desktop dataset include table names, warehouse warehouse table include column names, inventory column count which contain in the current number of item for each row or a particular type of given day. You have following data analysis expression. Query calculate the sum of all value inventory call count column of warehouse. Right, here is the query. And you need to ensure current inventory count return only the current table number of inventory item rather than the sum of the all inventory item that include item counts from express days. For DAX function should you include in the queries? Last date, discount, and calendar, which one option? Discount, calendar, data sheet, current number, last date. Let's check answer. Last date is the correct answer, and you can find the facts here. Read out, please. Go ahead, next question. You plan to optimize the performance of Power BI desktop queries against a remote data source. You need to disable the default behavior that automatically applies cross highlight and filtering of visual within the same report. Which options should you configure in Power BI desktop? The reduced number of queries sent by queries reduction and slicer query reduction setting, and third the filter query reduction setting, the persistent filter of report settings. I'm not sure slicer highlight filtering report slicer reduction settings query. Let's see the reduction number of queries sent by query reduction settings, and here go ahead, please read out guys, and go ahead to next question. You are designing a data model for Power BI desktop. You need to reduce the model size. Which technique should you use to reduce the model size? Let's check model size reduced. Option filter. Reduce option slicer. Let's check. No. Set storage mode property of date table and directory queries. Right here you can find and go ahead to next question. You decide to remove unnecessary column from your data model. What are two potential performance benefits of doing this? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Reducing the size of data model, increase the refresh speed, increase the DAX performance, decrease report page load time. But let's check. Remove unnecessary, reduce size model, refresh speed. Let's check. Yeah, both are is the correct answer. Reduce size more data model and increase refresh speed. You can read out guys here. Okay. Okay, that is important thing. And go ahead to next question. You have Power BI desktop. You need to determine query timing for reports page visual. Which methods should you use? Refresh the data model, use the performance analyzer, use session diagnostics from the Power BI query editor, run the best practice analyzer in tabular editor. Report, refresh, determine query timing, performance analyzer. But let's check one. Use performance analyzer, the correct answer. Code visual, and you can find the readout. Go ahead to next question. You have Power BI data source. You need to analyze the data to meet the following requirements. A top 10 filter is to visual. Ensure that filter does not display in filter on this visual display for the visual header icon title visual top 10 filter category by sales amounts. What should you do? Hide visual header for a visual, hide top filter, visual level filter, and visual filter span, hide filter span, and hide filter visual icon header. Might be, let's yeah, that B option is the correct. Hide the top filter, top 10 filter in visual level filter for visual in the filter span, right? V option is the correct. Let's go and move to next question. You plan to use Power BI desktop to create a report with multiple visualization. You need to create visual that support following. Filter other visual on the same report page. Allow user to search for value by which filter the other visual. Which type of visualization should you use? Function, matrix, scatter, and slicer. Might be matrix, but let's one check. Oh no, slicer is the correct answer. Yes, slicer is the correct. And why is the correct answer here? You can find and read out. Go ahead to move next question. You plan to create report in Power BI desktop. You need to create a visualization that display data in two or more dimensions and cross highlights with other visual on the same report page. Which type of visualization should you use? Card, matrix, scatter, and table. Matrix form might be, let's say, yes, matrix visualization display in data in dimension cross highlights. You can find out, rise, read out please, that's the most important thing. And I'm going to next question. You plan to create report in Power BI desktop. You need to create visualization to display a running total. The solution must meet the following requirements. The initial and final value column must start on the horizontal axis. The intermediate value must floating column. Which type visualization should you use? Let's check initial final column, horizontal axis, combo, funnel, scatter, combo, waterfall, horizontal. Let's check. No, waterfall is the correct answer. That is waterfall here, right? You can find here the question and answer. Go ahead next question. You need to create custom Python visual by using Power BI desktop. What do you need to first? Install Python, your computer configuration, low Python scripting, Power BI desktop. Yes, Python, first Python to install here. But let's check one which option. Enable script, yeah. Visual option, the visualization pan, Power BI desktop. ऑप्शन शुड बी इनेबल होना चाहिए. You can find a readout. That is the most important thing. Next question. You need to create visual that displays sales by employee trending over months. The visual must clearly show how employees are performing against each other and have a ranking for each period. Which visual should you use? Ranking, ribbon, tree map, and illustrator cluster bar. Let's check. No, ribbon chart is the correct answer. Okay, and find here for ranking speed. And go ahead. Next question. You implement question answer feature in reports so power user can get answer to their question on their own. You need to improve question and search capabilities for end user. Which two configuration can you add? Each correct answer represents complete solution. Not sure. Let's check options. Yeah, add synonymous to model fields and add linguistic schema datasets. A and C, that is correct answer. Please, you can read out. Go ahead. Next question. Don't have more time. I need to finish as soon as possible. You are modify report Power BI desktop report contains single report page that three card visual and one cluster bar. You need to create bookmark and that display only cluster bar. Chart height card and solution must minimize development effort. What should you do first? Add watermark. Publish the report Power BI. No. Let's check. I'm not sure. Hide three cards sim panel. You can find here. When next, so you plan to build Power BI report and set conditional format and of data fields. You need to identify two visual support and conditional format functionality. Which two type of visual should you identify? Each correct answer present a complete solution. Matrix. Yes. Let's check. Matrix and table. That is the correct answer. Matrix table support conditional format. Get chart scatter and tree map support. Go ahead. Next question. You have Power BI reports that use dataset that imported from database. You add slicer to a report. You need to sync slicer to use another report page. What is required to sync slicer between report page, right? What report page? Slicer must be visual. How much? Yes. Let's check. No, slicer must use same column. Yeah. The same column. That is correct answer. And find it out. Go ahead. Next question. You plan to use Power BI desktop analyze sales that for product sold by your company. You need to create DAX formula that will list 10 best selling products sorted by their total sales. This DAX function should you use? Max. Let's check. No, Topon is the correct answer. You can find out right without. You plan to create a report in Power BI desktop that will display the relationship between the number of order and number of order shipped by product category. You need to identify visual that is clarify identify outlier in the data set by display them away from the bulk data. Which visual should you use to know the streamer? Let's check once more. Scatter. Scatter is a visual relationship between numerical value. You can find out and read out. Well, next question. You plan to power your desktop analyze sales data of your company. You need to identify two type of data you will able to find and creating based that group of sales data. Which two data types should you identify? Each correct answer and present complete solution. Binary, true false, data, numerical and text. Numerical student. Sales data, sales data, numerical. But let's check once. Okay, numeric and data. So both are correct answer. You can find and read out. You need to create a report in Power BI desktop that will display the sales data your company such as customers similar age will be grouped into cluster. Which visual should you add the report? So option is correct. Sales data company similar age. Let's check one. Scatter. Sorry, scatter is the correct answer, right? And so 50 questions all finished. Guys, please like and subscribe and share your friends. Please only notice the correct answer and read out the here below, right? Please like and subscribe and share channel. Thank you, thanks for your watching the video. Thank you guys.